Hi, Carol. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. How are you? Hi, Marie. How you doing, everybody? I'm doing well. I hope you are too. It's been a fabulous July here in California. I read somewhere that it hasn't been this cool in California in July since 1962, and I can believe that because I don't remember a summer this pleasant. And we've got another week of it or so, 5 days at least. I think the highest is in the high 80s, and it's unbelievable. Blessings after blessings after blessings. Thank you, Jesus. Did you have a nice week? Hi, Bev. Did you have a nice weekend? Do you have a nice week coming up? I hope all of the above is true. Hi, Melody. Welcome, my dear. Hi, Debbie. Thank you. Actually, it's not a top, it's a dress. And everybody seems to like this dress. When I came down for church, my husband says, "Oh my gosh, what a pretty dress." Now, he has seen it before, but he didn't remember. And then when I went to church, the lady I sat next to says, "My God, you look beautiful. What a beautiful dress." And so, and then I got another compliment on my purse and after church. And so, yeah, everybody likes this dress. I do too. Thank you. It's very comfortable, which is my main thing. Let's see what's been going on here. We're finished with redoing my daughter's area in the house. It's all painted and put back together. And now I'm gonna get the downstairs painted, but not like right away. I've got some things to take care of, and then we'll do that. So things are calming down, and I'm getting back to some sense of normal. My parents' rental sold, so now I can close up their estate, and I will work on that tomorrow. Hopefully it runs smoothly and doesn't take a lot of effort. It should be pretty cut and dry, I would think, but we'll see. And so I feel like I have the world lifted off my shoulders. It's been well over a year that I've been working on all of this, and it's really taken a lot, but you know, everything worth doing is worth doing right. And speaking of, my sales are coming back up, ladies. Thank you so much for ordering from me. I got an order just yesterday from Chris. She's in New Mexico, and I asked her if she watched me live or she watched me on YouTube. She said yes, she does, and she's learned a lot from me, and so she ordered from me yesterday, and I'm so happy. Thank you all that are ordering from me. I really, really, really am happy that I can continue on and things are starting to pick up. Let's see. I'm going to get started. We're from steamy New Jersey. Oh my goodness, it's very, very humid there, I would imagine. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I don't know, but it's, hi Brenda. It's almost 7 o'clock. So that's what I was going to say. I'm going to do one more live using this Coneflower set. But last time, do you remember that I mentioned the beautiful butterflies would look so gorgeous with this? And I also mentioned that the party pig would look good with this, I think, and I never have gotten to the party pig with it, but I am using the beautiful butterflies today. Hi, Lynn. And so I think you guys are going to like this card. It's a fun fold as well, and those are always fun, just like the name says. Hey, Roseanne. So let's get started. And the first thing I'm going to share with you, the first thing you're going to see when I turn you down is my favorite, well, one of my favorite verses. I decided to share this with you today. I know we all have our favorite verses. Hi, Miss Pamela. Hi, Kathy Jones. I'm trying to focus in. I'm not focused. I always say that. Zoom. And today it's not letting me. Let me keep trying. Right when I say it won't let me, then it does. See, you're seeing part of, oh, what happened? You're seeing part of my dress is what I was going to tell you. And that's what I'm trying to take away because I want you to see. There we go. My desk more than my clothes. Okay. So this verse, if you want to look it up, is one of my favorites. And I like to share that with everybody tonight just because it's beautiful. And I think we all need to hear it. So I just wanted to share that with you today, a little gift from me to you tonight. John 14:21. And then I'm just going to show you my little housekeeping information here. My name, my town, my website, my YouTube channel. Hi, Roz, and my email. Okay. So I think I'm going to do something a little different tonight as far as not showing you the card right away. Instead, we're going to focus on the things that you need to do to put this card together, things you need and things you do. So I'm working with very vanilla cardstock, and I have two pieces that are 4 by 5 1/4, so layer size, and they're both going to be embossed with the wood. It's called timber, I think, folder. Alexa, lower your volume, please. Alexa, lower your volume. So here is the folder. It's called Timber. And the code is 156406, in case you don't have that one. Yes, Carol, isn't it a gorgeous, gorgeous verse? Beautiful, beautiful words. So I put that by my cut and emboss machine. And then I have two very vanillas cut at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and they're just squares. Then I have some copper foil paper. This is in the catalog on page 115, the current catalog. It's called Textured Metallics 12 by 12 specialty paper. It has copper, gold, and tungsten, which is a gray metal color. And then Mossy Meadow, just a little bit of that. And then I'm using this designer series paper on this card. It is called Woven Textures. Here's the number, 165560. You can still order this. It's beautiful. Some of my customers already have it, so I wanted to use that. And pecan pie cardstock for the card. And this is 8.5 by 11, cut down the middle at 4 1/4 by 11. Okay. All right. So those are all the pieces of cardstock that we need. I'm using a circle punch, and this is a 1 3/4, but any size circle punch will work, and you'll see what I mean when I do it. 1 ink only. Yahoo! That's nice, isn't it? Early Espresso is the color I'm using to coordinate with the pecan pie and the colors in the DSP. Hi, Roseanne Juarez. I'm using some of my sequins to fancy the front up at the end. And I told you I'm using the Coneflower Celebrations bundle one more time. I've given you a lot of ideas with this. Thank you to those who have ordered it from me. And then I'm throwing in beautiful butterflies, but I'm just using the die that comes in the bundle, the big butterfly. But here is the bundle. It's the dies, the beautiful butterfly hybrids embossing folder, and the stamp set. Okay, then of course we need something to have us all stick together, so I'm using mini glue dots in my multi-purpose green glue, as we call it. And we'll need a paper trimmer to cut all that up, your cut and emboss machine, your snips, both ribbon and paper. And this is my last little piece of linen thread. I ordered 2 more spools the other day, so that'll be coming, but I'm saving the card I'm going to show you doesn't have any on it because I saved it for the card I'm making right now. But it does, I do like the card better with the linen thread on it. All right, so let's start with the DSP. This one is 6x6. This DSP piece is 6x6, and I'm going to start with this one. This is just a scrap, so there's no measurement that you need to know. And I'm going to open up my Early Espresso ink, and I'm going to take my Coneflower, and I'm going to ink that up with the Early Espresso ink. Now, I will tell you right now that if you're coming to open house the first Thursday in August, it's not this exact card we're going to make, but it's this exact fun fold that we're going to make. And I'm going to design using, well, I don't know exactly yet. I'm going to design another card with this fold. So RSVP if you are not a regular. If you're a regular and you're coming, no need to do anything except for come and let me know if you're bringing a friend. And if you're not a regular, then you just need to tell me that you will be there. And if you're going to bring a friend. Okay, so I stamped in Early Espresso on this paper the Coneflower. And then I'm going to take the die. And I'm going to lay it on the image. Take some washi tape. And tape this down so it will not move in my machine. Okay, and then I have some Mossy Meadow, but I already used the stem in this die set, and I cut out a stem in Mossy Meadow. And then I'm going to use the butterfly on the copper paper, and I'm going to cut that out. And I cut this out, another one in advance, so for this card you need to do this part twice. Okay, let me get my machine over here, and we'll cut these out. Okay, so let's cut out the butterfly, and this is on the metallic paper, specialty paper. And when I use metallic paper on it with a die, I go up and back because this paper is thicker than just regular DSP or cardstock. Okay, I'm going to set that aside, and then I'm going to cut out the Coneflower. And like I said, you need to cut out this Coneflower 2 times for this card. Ooh, I see that this is not all the way on the paper right here. I'm going to move it over. There we go. Okay. Hi, Louise. Hello, hello. Okay. So there's this. Take the washi tape off. And here is my Coneflower. And like I said, I have another one already done right here. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to take, I still use my older brush to take these little pieces out of the dies, but take your pick tool. If you're a newer crafter, you'll have this brush available with your take your pick tool. Gets most of them out. Now remember I said this paper is thicker than the other papers, And so you're also going to need your, take your pick tool to punch out the ones that didn't come out with the brush and to poke through the little holes that are in the die that allow you to push the paper out of the die, because this paper is thicker and it holds on really tight. So the other thing I want you to do when you use the foils with these dies is I want you to pull it out of the die very, very carefully, because you could tear it if you try to yank it real fast like we would with a DSP, because DSP is thin and it comes out very easy. See how tight that's grabbing? So I'm just putting fingers here and pulling and being very, very careful to not rip this gorgeous butterfly. And as I always tell you guys, when I make butterflies, I make 2, because I like them to be substantial and I like them to look like they're fluttering, and having 2 of them does that. So I did one in advance, just so you didn't have to watch me do that same thing twice. And now we're going to take our mini glue dots, and I'm going to take the other one that I did, and I'm going to put 2 mini glue dots on the back of his body. And if the mini glue dots are larger, if you can see them through the little holes, just fold it up on itself so you don't have any sticky except for where you want it. And then I place one butterfly on top of the other and bend them both up so we have a gorgeous, gorgeous butterfly out of copper. Okay, see how well this coordinates? Getting the drift there. Here is the stem. It's going to look so pretty with this. All right, so now let's make the leaves. There are dies in the set, in the Coneflower set, that you can run through the cut and emboss machine and make very ornate, beautiful leaves with. But this is kind of a whimsical card. I wanted to use my punch, and I wanted to remind those of you who may not have been with me for a long time, I wanted to teach you that you can make leaves with a circle punch of any size. So you punch 2 circles. This is going to give you 4 leaves. I'm just going to put the circle back into the punch almost halfway, and when I punch it out, I have a leaf. Now, most of it's punched out, so when I put this one back, this one's going to be a little smaller. See there? So I have 2 different sizes, and that's what's left, and it's that easy. So we're going to use leaves this way this time. Okay, do that one more time so you can see. And that's a quick way to get leaves. All right, so now I said that I had 2 pieces of 4 by 5 1/4, and they needed to be run through the timber folder. So let me run this one through. Again, I use the black line that's on the folder right on either side of the logo, Stampin' Up! Logo, and I lay down my paper in the folder and then run it through. Yes, that butterfly is beautiful. That set is absolutely gorgeous, and I know most of my customers have it, so I wanted to remind you that you have it, and it's gorgeous. And if you haven't cut out a butterfly using DSP or foil paper with it yet, you need to do that. All right, so now I have both pieces that are textured. All my leaves, all my flowers, my stem, and my butterfly. All right, then we have these 2 pieces here. Well, I'm going to do this after I do this. So this is our 6x6 piece of designer series paper that I cut out from our 12x12. And all you need to do is fold it in half. You're going to need your bone folder. Now when you come to open house, these will be folded for you, but you can watch this video if you forget how I did it, and you can make one at your leisure. Then you fold it in the other direction, again in half. Hi, Andrea. Okay, so we have 4 squares, and then we're going to fold it catty corner in half this way. Hi, Jean. Yes, yes, always better late than never. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it backwards, and I'm going to score it like that. Okay, because I want the angle to be a mountain fold and the others to be valley folds. So valley fold here, and mountain fold here. So that is what you get. Okay, then you can just close it up on itself, and you have this nice little square that is 3x3, and we're using our bone folder just to get it to stay nice. It's that easy. So fold this way, fold it in a kitty corner. This one went that way. And then make the angled one mountains and the other straight halves valleys, and it will fold right perfect for you. Okay, let's set that aside. Now let's go to these. These are going to fit right in the 2 squares that do not have interference with them. Okay, so let me take a piece of scrap paper, and I am going to take my early espresso again. And this set I loved it before the cornflower, but I also loved it because it had happy belated birthday. Because I had been tending to run late. So when I run late, I have a set that will save me. Happy belated birthday. Then the coneflower again. Coneflower's large. I'm really only going to do the top half of it, but I'm going to set that. So I want to show you that you can always use partial. Hi, Susan. Image on your cards. Look how pretty that is. And then it also has another sentiment. I'll lay it in your card so you can see how it's going to lay. It's going to be a diamond shape. And we're going to, I'm sorry I missed your special day. Let's extend the celebration. Is going to go right there. Okay. So now all I have to do, I've got all my pieces. Now all I have to do is fold my card base in half. And we're going against the grain, right? This is 11 inches. We're going against the grain of the paper. So we're going to put the edge of the cardstock at 5.5, and we're going to use our scoring blade, and we're going to score that way. If you just fold it over and score, you're going to make some puckers and wrinkles that will come out with your bone folder, but you can prevent that by doing it this way when you have this type of a fold. All right, I still want you to use your bone folder and wing it back to have a beautiful card base. All right, so you know what I didn't do and I wanted to do? I meant to do it. I wanted to put these in the timber folder. I didn't originally on my prototype, but I think I want to do that, so let me do that real quick. And you just throw them in your folder. You don't have to line them up in any way, shape, or form. It's just going to give it some texture. Okay. So now my leaves all have texture. They look a little more realistic. Okay, are you ready to see? Hi, Viola. Are you ready to see the card? Let me put all this in the corner so you can see the card. Look at this card. What do you think? Is it a beauty? So easy. And I think it's just so pretty. Now, remember I said that the linen thread makes a difference. See that? But I'm going to put it on the card I'm making right now for you. I ran out. I saw some hearts. I saw some heart. Oh, I see more hearts. Yay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Now, look at all the different. Now, there's one card I don't have here that I made with this set because I used them both. The pink ones. My daughter needed a card for, she's got a pen pal in Georgia. So she needed a card. So I gave her one of the pink ones and then I used the other one. But look at all the different cards I've already made with this one set. Thanks, Pamela. Thanks, Rosemary. Thank you, Marie. All right. So we're letting the DSP do the work on this card. Thanks, Lynn. As far as no coloring in, no markers, that type of thing. And then this beautiful die does all the work for the detail. So let's get our card base and we're going to put down the embossed timber layer piece on the front. And then we're going to do the same thing. Trying to see if I could tell the difference between the front and the back on the inside. Okay. Then we're going to take this piece and we're going to put glue on the back of the 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 pieces. And we're just going to make sure that the DSP borders evenly around the cardstock. Easy, isn't it, ladies? Think it's easy? Give me a thumbs up if you think it's easy. Came up with this design in 20 minutes. It was easy peasy. This set is just gorgeous. I don't think you can blow it. All right, so now we're going to make sure we've got it opening correctly. And we're going to take the point and we're going to put it just before the fold. Okay? So we're going to, again, make sure we're correct. We're going to put glue on the back. And we're going to, I got to pull it down so I can see. I'm going to put the point right almost touching the fold, and then I'm going to look at these two corners here and make sure they're straight as they can be. Okay, and then I'm going to put glue here and I'm going to close my card. Don't want to get glue on my fingers if possible. Okay. Got a little bit on there. All right, so that's that. Let's let that dry a minute. Okay, Now I'm going to take my 2 flowers and see how that has the little round topper here. Okay, so we can easily see those. We're just going to put some glue there, not the whole flower. And then I take my thumb and I just bend like this to get the top flower to pop up so we have some dimension. Let's do the same thing to this other one. Okay. Are we done baking? Yep, we're done. Okay, so now we can take the butterfly and 2 more mini glue dots. I'm going to pull them off the ring here, off the spool. And I'm going to go underneath the body, put 1 towards the top and 1 towards the bottom. And then I'm going to go right to this point here and place the butterfly there because we want to make sure we can read the sentiment. And then just push. So the inside is finished. All right, and then I laid 1 down this way and 1 down that way. And I'm only gluing again the little round part. Okay, so we'll put this one here. Hi, Lori. Hi, Irene. That butterfly is gorgeous, isn't it? Okay. Then I'm going to put this one overlapping just a tidbit in another direction. And then the stem is pretty long, so we're going to cut part of that off, but you just lay it where you want to lay it. A little bit more glue. You could use mini glue dots here as well. Okay, and then you're going to take your paper snips, and I'm cutting it even with the very vanilla. All right, now we're going to take our little whimsical leaves, and because only this part's glued down, you can get in there. Remember, you don't want to interfere with the end of the card. So just put a little bit of glue here, and then you can lay these and spin them so they go right to the edge. You could also take your bone folder if you wanted to, and you could curl them. We all know that, right? All right, so I'm going to put some more, oh, that's the better side. Put some more glue here. And I'm going to just stick this underneath there. Okay, then the other 2. And I'm going to place those here. Okay, and then I'm going to take a mini glue dot on the back of my linen thread. Make sure it's behind the knot and not showing any other place. And then we just need our little gems. And you're going to go to your little box of all your sequins and gems, and I wanted some substantial ones for this card, and I wanted 5. So let's do that. place one there and one here. There we go. And we are finished. We are finished. That is an easy card, but it packs a punch when you open it up. Now, all card makers that receive it will automatically fluff up the butterflies, but people that don't make cards might not fluff up their butterflies, but it still is pretty. Isn't that? Oh, I'm so glad you guys like this. Thank you so much. Okay. Remember, this is the design, the fold that we're going to use at open house on the first Thursday of August. It starts at 1. It ends at 5. All you have to do, if you're not a regular, is let me know you're coming. And then I'll be ready for you, and you'll have a packet. Now, the packets are costing $5 now. Well, not the packets. Open house altogether is $5 a person. So if you invite somebody, make sure they know that. And that pays for the AC that I run, the dessert that I serve, and the make and take. And everybody said they were fine with that since my sales have dropped, but they're creeping back up. So that's a good thing. Thank you, Debbie. I'm glad you like it. All right, you guys, have a nice Sunday evening. Enjoy your family, your friends, your TV show, whatever you're doing tonight. And have a good night's sleep for those of you who are back east watching me late. Good night. Thank you, Roz. Bye-bye.